Hi, everybody, and welcome. I want to share with you some incredible experiences I've had with life after death and what that meant for me. But let me just preface and start out that in 1971, I was in a tragic car accident that killed my father and our family dog, and I was in the hospital for 3.5 months. And I was told I would never, ever walk again or ever be able to have children. And I used to see children dying every day in my room. And I used to worry that I would be the next child to die. I would also see parents crying hysterically behind closed curtains because they just lost their child. But 3.5 months later, I walked out of that hospital, and years later, I had two incredible little girls who are now grown women. It is so hard for us humans to accept death, and we're very organically challenged by death. But death and life go side by side. They're sort of a singular sequence to life and living. But if we remain in unhinged denial and do not allow ourselves to feel what we cannot heal, we will not be able to move forward. Many, many years later, my brother was murdered in 1995, and I got a phone call from my mother who was absolutely distraught, and she screamed, "Are you sitting down? Please sit down." And she said it like 3 times. And then she screamed at me, "Your brother was murdered." And a wave of nausea came over me so quickly that I hung up on my mother because I was in such shock. 3 years after his death, I remember sitting in my bed. It was around 10 p.m. and I was sobbing hysterically because grief is like the seasons. It comes and goes, and it's very cunning. You never know when to expect it. And all of a sudden, in the midst of my crying, I see this beautiful white light come into my room, and there walked my brother in his blue suit. And it was the blue suit that we buried him in. And he looked absolutely perfect and absolutely whole. And he reached out and grabbed my hand, and he said to me, "Cindy, I love you. Everything is going to be okay. I did not suffer, but I have to go now." And I looked back at him and I said, "Michael, I'm so glad you're here. I love you too." And he looked at me one more time, turned around with this incredible infectious smile, and he told me he loved me again. When he left and I saw the light go back up and I saw him go with it, I had the most immeasurable peace I could have ever had. And it was just incredible. And I'm here to let you know that the love we have for our loved ones and the love they have for us is eternal. It never ever dies. And please know that there are opportunities to have visiting hours in heaven. Please know again that hope makes the impossible possible.